Hey, welcome in. We're in Brindleton Bay, which is so beautiful, and I don't know why I don't build here more, really, honestly. But with it being summertime, I thought it would be so much fun and really on par to do this very coastal home. It's got a beautiful big wraparound porch. We keep very light colors and just have fun with it, honestly. It's rough to say that this house, all in all, took me about 12 hours to finish. And that's only on the parts that I recorded. There are some things that I didn't record, like extra landscaping and play testing. But what I did record was 12 hours long. So if this speed build is a little fast, even with the build part sped up, this is a 2-hour video. Now, obviously, it's not going to be 2 hours for you because we're going to edit it down and all that jazz. But for me, I'm going to sit here for 2 hours and talk to myself. I really love this home. I say that all the time. I know, I do. But if you're not loving what you're doing, what are you doing? You know what I mean? I just think that this house is so pretty. Listen, I always struggle so much with my lighting. I don't know what to say. It's not enough. It's too much. I'm shiny. I'm white. You get all the glare on my glasses. Maybe I just need to sit further back. Better? No. Is that better? Not really. Anyways, we're just rolling with it. I love people who get to do it in the daytime and so they have like the natural sunlight. Not me. It's 9:36 where I live. My kids are asleep and we're recording videos. Actually, I'm pre-recording a bunch. Guys, life has been so crazy. I mean, I don't think it ever really stops being crazy. But between being sick and I have this allergy that's brand new, started last year, and I've gone gluten-free and now I'm going dairy-free and I'm having reactions and it's a mess. I'm a mess and I'm raising two kids and working and taking care of family. It's a lot. So my apologies that builds and videos have really been scarce the last couple months. We're just all trying to keep up, catch up, and make life work. And in the meantime, I am building, I am doing things, but it's 12 hours worth of a build, And I may only get to build an hour or so a day. Plus, I've had a Minecraft fixation lately. I played Minecraft a lot with my ex-husband. It was like our hyperfixation, one of our cozy games that we would just play and build and really enjoy. And I hadn't played it in a long time, but there's a streamer that I love and she has a server and I've been playing in the server and it's just been so much fun. So I've been trying to balance life, right? Everything that is detailed in my life. And then when I'm on the computer building and recording and editing, as well as getting some Minecraft in there, it's been really nice. I forgot how much I loved it, honestly. Before I started this content creation journey, my son and I would play Minecraft on the PlayStation. We didn't grow up with a PC. Like, we would have one here and there, but think dial up, okay? But we had PlayStations and Nintendos and Sega Genesis, like dating myself here. Sims, while I played the original on my aunt's PC back in the day, I got to start really playing The Sims 2 on my PlayStation 2, and then Sims 3 on a laptop that I had and accidentally broke the screen. So I didn't have a laptop for all that long because I was a teenager and I closed my laptop with my headphones in there because it was the middle of the night and I was half asleep. Super upsetting. All that to say, we played Minecraft on PlayStation. I played The Sims PlayStation. 7 Days to Die on the PlayStation. So having a PC and starting to play Minecraft on the PC is a lot different. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm having so much fun. It's like The Sims, playing The Sims on PC. It was an adjustment. I love it and I wouldn't change it up. We used to play all the time with my son on the PlayStation. Now he's got his iPad. Both of them play on their iPads and play Minecraft with each other. And I'm over here playing it on the PC. It's fun, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. It has been a nice little escape, a little mental break from all the things that I'm doing in life. I am just loving the way that this place turned out. I wanted to keep it very clean, lots of white, grays, and to keep that coastal feeling. Not that you can't have dark homes on the coast, not that it can't be colorful, but when have we ever known me to go like ultra minimal? Not me. It's not me. I don't do it. But I loved the way that this turned out. Getting to do this light colored gray brick and this white siding. It was all very beautiful. And the setting of it is just perfect. We use a lot of cats and dogs, which is very fitting, right? Brindleton Bay comes with the Cats and Dogs expansion pack. And I know everyone right now is doing fairy stuff. And while I plan on showing you my little hobbit home and my fairy cottage that I did over a year ago, this is just what I was working with. This is what my heart led me to do. It's summertime, right? My dad worked for a man who owned a beach house. He's really like a family friend. And so we would go to his beach house in the summer for a week. When I was younger, as I got older, we didn't do that anymore. Went to his beach house a couple different times growing up. And this is the vibes. This is what it felt like in the summer. Obviously, it was a beach house. So not exactly the vibes. Being at the beach is just so nostalgic for me. There's something so wonderful about it. Now we're getting into a little more of the fun part. Windows have been laid out. I've got the greenhouse in full effect. And so now it's just like fun little details. So we're putting like an awning. We're going with lots of little windowsill flowers, getting to really add detail in here to make this place pop. I love the thought of greenery everywhere, trellises with vines going up it, flower pots hanging from wrought iron corbels. Would that still be considered a corbel? Hanger, plant hanger. Plant hanger. What's funny is as much as I'm like enjoying this part and I remember enjoying it, getting to add the greenery everywhere, you would think that I would do landscaping sooner than when I do it. I do landscaping at the very end, adding lights around so we can really light this place up. Now, here's the thing. This lot is not the greatest. The sunlight doesn't hit it head on. And that's a little sad sometimes. This place looks really great, like at dusk. I keep the sun down a lot of the time when I'm building it. But we are just going around adding an insane amount of lights to light up this giant house. Now we're going to get into some fun stuff. They have this little greenhouse for items that are out of season. And they have this beautiful big garden in the front. I changed this area up quite a bit, just trying to figure out what looks best, how I want this laid out, what makes perfect sense. And then, of course, this is a family home, so we're going to have a swing set and some monkey bars. All right, now listen, we're going to breeze past this next part because it's a lot of going on the gallery and finding plants. Super easy for you to do. You're going to go on the gallery, search all season plants, boom. It is so great. This is Dolphin Simmer 13. They had a bunch of the trees that I was looking for. I wanted all season plants to go outside, right? There's no covering over these. So I need to make sure that whatever I put out here is going to be in season, all the seasons. And that's what really helps this come together. Knowing how many trees and plants I want out here, it helps me space them apart a little bit better and really decide what I want this to look like. It's worth noting that I do leave some of these blank, and that way you can come in here and grow extra things, whatever that looks like for you. I don't use everything from all of the rooms that I end up downloading. I kind of pick and choose and make sure I like what's happening. The next room I download is from Huppel Stitch 91. I'm just getting rid of maybe some trees that I already have and plants that I already have, and then going in here and bringing over things that I wanted to grow in this garden patch. Next up, I'm just organizing the plants, trying to decide what would look best. And I really end up deciding trees on one side, and on the other side, you'll have plants that are 4 pieces per plot, 4 quantity per plot. However you want to say that. I don't know. I don't garden. I want to garden. I would love to. I think it's so beautiful. It's such a wonderful thing to be able to garden. And maybe one day it'll be something that I can do. But at this current time and state in my life, I cannot just add another hobby into my life. We're going for winter plants now, and we're going to get this one from Modern Haven. I at first decided to just put down all these bigger plots. It is going to change. I'm going to add more vertical stands in. I just want to make sure that we really have a good variety. Summer plants we get from Rainbow 99. And this one was so cute. I love how it was laid out, and the cute little planty wallpaper was so fun and so thoughtful. Look, I know you're seeing this fill up, and I didn't want to give. I wanted to have as many plants as possible. And your girl can be stubborn. Like, when I want something, like, we're going to get it. We're going to do this. We're going to make this work. So what I decided was, we have this huge wraparound porch. Why are we not utilizing all of this space? So I come in with these little white planter pots, and we're going to bring all of these plants over. If there's not room in the greenhouse, they're still going to be covered because they're under the covered porch. This again is from Rainbow 99. Fell in love with their aesthetic. Easy. Like, loved how cutesy they made everything. And it's literally, this is when I was like, yes, vertical plants, go off. Can you tell I'm excited? Also, Rainbow, RAYNEBO 99. Do you sense my excitement? Because love it when a plan comes together, and this was just coming together so nice. All I'm doing right now is making sure I don't have duplicates. And there were some things that I was like, nah, we don't need it. I'm so sorry. If you need it for your garden, go on the gallery. Easy peasy, search it up. You're going to find it. I worked hard to sort the plants together. So like vegetables together, fruit together, flowers together, herbs together. If anything's out of place, you cannot imagine. I mean, you probably could. I spent a long time on this. I wanted to make sure it was perfect for your Sims and to be aesthetically pleasing, because, oh, me and a greenhouse, we love it. We love it. We come together for a greenhouse. I don't know what I'm saying. It's late, y'all. It's really not that late, but I'm going out of town tomorrow. So it's later than it needs to be because I need to finish packing. There were probably a dozen or more ways that I could have laid out this greenhouse, but I wanted to make sure your Sim could get everywhere and that we were really utilizing as many plants and planters as possible in this small space. And then we have the huge wraparound porch, right? So anything that I couldn't fit in there gets to be on the porch. And I think that's really fun too. Oftentimes, I don't know what to put on the porches. I'm like, how many times can you have a chess table and a bench? You know, what else am I going to put here? A little like plants from an overflowing garden. How fun is that? It fills in the space so nicely and looks really great because everything is so varied. I do want to add in, this house is play tested. My Sims were so cute. When they came in here, the kids immediately came over and started watering everything, which was great because I wanted to make sure your Sim could get everywhere they needed to be. This place was obviously going to have kids. It's a big house. So a tree house for y'all to build. I thought about building it, and I've done that in the past where I had a Sim build it. So when I upload to the gallery, it is built and ready for use, like fully upgraded. I thought that this one would be a lot more fun to let your sim do it. Some people like to do that. They like to have that be a family activity. And I think that that's fun. So I didn't have my sim do it. I'm going to let your sim build the treehouse. You and your kiddos can get out there and have fun. Look, I am not the greatest with layouts. I want things to be very symmetrical, very open, and it can't always be that way. You know what I mean? Like, your house isn't symmetrical. It's very organically shaped. And so I have to let that go. So we are going to skim past this part of my struggles because I struggled. And that's okay. I just played around with the layout and played around and play around and play around and played around and played around and played around and played around until I was happy with it. And if you only take one thing away from this entire giant long video, play around. Literally have fun. Don't get frustrated, walk away, come back, look at it again. A plan comes together. It really does. You just got to let it happen and move things around until your heart's content. So let's get past all of this until it gets interesting again. Knowing that I needed a staircase in here, I decided that we would do this little bit of a hidden staircase. So you're going to walk in and have this kind of bump out where your fireplace sits. And on the other side is your staircase heading upstairs. It took me a minute to get there. It didn't just like pop into my head all willy-nilly. I tried the placement of this staircase in a lot of different spaces before coming to the realization of how fun that would be and how cool and to have it hidden. You know, not everyone gets to go upstairs. So you come in and it's literally hidden. Unless you know it's there, you don't know it's there. In the terms of if you were walking into this house, because obviously we can see overhead, so we know it's there. We have now come to a point where the layout is correct, okay? Like I told you, it just takes a minute. I finally got to this point where it is symmetrical in the living room on this back wall where the dining table is. And so I decided to go ahead and hop up here. I put the staircase where I wanted to go up into the tower. Then there's a ladder going into the very top tower. I thought about what it would look like to have 3 bedrooms down here and then have the tower be a full bedroom itself. So 2 floors for one sim. Sometimes you start decorating and kind of putting a place together, and I don't even think you know where it's headed yet. With this place, I wasn't sure where it was headed, but I just knew that I wanted to keep with that coastal feeling. Light colors, lots of neutrals, that beachy feeling, right? We used the Cozy Kitsch, which has these beautiful cream-colored sofas and chairs, matching sets. We use some Parenthood in here for the coffee table, and then a giant base game rug, which I think has really lovely colors in it. It's not every day that you get to use those giant rugs without having to size them down. And then really just finding wood tones that match. It's so fun how it just starts coming together before you realize it. My 4-year-old was standing next to me when I was doing this part, and he'd be like, "Green, you got to go with the green chairs. You love green." Yeah, you're right. I love green. So we went with the green chairs in honor of him and me, apparently. And that really set the course for how the living room was going to look. We start diving into this very mint-colored green, seafoam green. Seafoam, iconic, right? I love seafoam green. You honestly can't tell as I look at myself in the camera. My hair is green and black right now. I refreshed it because we're going out of town. And so my hair was 12 different shades of every shade possible. It was just, which I was fine with. I was living in its truth, you know, having fun. We've been going to the pool, and so I was just letting my hair do whatever it wanted to do. But since we're going out of town, we're going to a quinceañera. And so I wanted to go ahead and refresh my color. And the green took black. Like, never in my life have I had a color go this dark without it being my intentionality and intentionalness of it going this color. So she's real dark right now. You can kind of see some of the green. So my kids know that green is my color. We all have our favorite colors, and green is mine. Actually, my 7-year-old, because I'm a mom, I love talking about my kids. My 7-year-old, for the longest time, would not choose a favorite color. If you would ask him his favorite color, he would tell you rainbow. But he has finally decided that his favorite color is red. So he loves every color. But if you're going to ask him and you want an actual answer, you want him to give you one color, it's red, which is a whole other thing because the color red also freaks him out. Doesn't make sense to me, but I'm here for it. Face your fears. Love the color red because why, let's not fear color. Let's be brave. He's allowed to fear it. It's fine. Like, we're living in this, your feelings are valid, but it's also just a color. Your feelings are valid, but we're going to be brave about it. Anyways, moving on. Eco Lifestyle has these beautiful curtains that we use all around the living room. I mean, I just love the way this place turned out. I think it's so fun. The bottom floor gives minimalism and show house almost. And we get upstairs and I lose my minimalism. It's a different day, different dollar kind of thing. But we'll get there and you'll see what I mean. Cat and dog flooring for the win. I love the wooden tone. I like almost like a texture to it, the grain of it. I think it's so pretty. We gotta find a good base game color that we like, me and my multiple personalities. I thought this little bump out would be perfect for a cat tree. We're growing catnip in the garden. Yeah, let's have a cat. I love that little rug from the bathroom kit. Y'all, they've released 10 kits this year. The names have fled the building. You know what I mean? Like, I try to keep up my brain. I can't. I have no idea. So the bathroom kit, the modern bathroom kit is where that rug is from, and it's so cute. I love it. I could use it everywhere. More rugs like that, please. I'm like trying to adjust my light as we're moving forward, and it gets good, and then we're in a white space again. So sorry that I get a little whited out here. I come in with the new base game kitchen. We got it for the 25th anniversary. The 25th birthday of The Sims. It was this great little gift that we weren't expecting, and it's so pretty. I really like it. I think that it can really dress up or dress down as far as a kitchen goes. And so we just get to play around at this moment. How is this kitchen going to be laid out? It's a very weird shape, almost like a galley kitchen, but it's wider. And so I just wanted to figure out what was going to look best and how things should be laid out for this beautiful kitchen. And obviously this family that potentially entertains, you know what I mean? So what I decided to do, because I love a good built-in fridge moment, is make a little built-in fridge moment. I come in here and start changing all the wood color, right? I had thought the orangey toned wood would be great, but really I want to kind of keep everything very cohesive from the living room into the kitchen. And the wood colors look great together. They're pretty identical, if you do ask me. I wanted a nice little island. It wasn't going to happen in the galley kitchen, so I decided to put a little like breakfast bar. I love it. I'm here for it. I think it's so cute and such an easy little space that, your kids would come have breakfast and sit at the breakfast bar. You wouldn't have to use the fancy formal dining unless you wanted to. Home Chef Hustle has these really pretty kitchen wallpapers, and I go ahead and use this one in white. It's got some really great beige and gray tones. It pulls everything together, if I do say so myself. I decided to add just minimal cutesy clutter. I love the new kitchen clutter kit. I think it's so cute. It has some great items in it. So I just went in, filtered by the kit, and put things around the kitchen to add some minimal clutter to this minimal kitchen. Changing swatches And man, I love the way that this place turned out. The kitchen is so cozy and minimally cluttered. This little room off to the kitchen, which has its own door to the outside, close to the greenhouse, close to your garden, made sense that it would be this little bit of a garden room. So I put the flower arranging table and then we go in and filter by Greenhouse Haven, which is a beautiful kit, and just kind of put some of those clutter items around and create this fun little garden room, almost as if your sim came outside from picking flowers, doing whatever. And, I don't know, what do you do in a garden room? I don't have a garden. We've covered this, but I just tried to make it a really fun little extra added on room. It could easily be converted into a laundry room. I think it's so cutesy and so perfect for your sim who loves to garden. And if your sim doesn't like to garden, I fear this may not be the house for them. Now we're going to add some little columns to kind of frame the fireplace area. That kind of completes it. Now it's time to jump into this bathroom. This house, all in all, has 3 bathrooms. 2 full baths. Now listen, on the gallery, I think I accidentally put 2 bathrooms because it is 2 bathrooms, but it's 3 bathrooms. It's 2.5. That's the correct terminology. It's 2.5 baths. Well, half down here. We carry through the green vibe of the rest of the house into this bathroom. In case you're forgetful like me, if you press F5 or Control F, you can move things to move on the quarter tile. It comes in clutch. I always forget that exists. And then when I'm reminded, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes it easier to place things like hand towels without them being too far up or too far down. They're just right. Goldilocks. We are officially upstairs. I have laid out a floor plan. It's going to change. It always does. You know what I mean? I thought I'd have these 2 tiny little cutesy little bedrooms and then have your master. I actually just decided to kind of move things around and make this very weird long-shaped bedroom and make the master bedroom a little bit bigger. While it's weird, I end up really liking the way these bedrooms turn out. I try to use a bunch of the kid room pack. I feel like it's not stuff that I use a whole lot, especially together. So I wanted to just try and use as much as possible and make it all work. And how fun is that? This stuff really does go together. So why not make a full room of kids' room stuff pack? I wanted to make this room really colorful and fun, perfect for your kid sim. Now, I never used these trifolds room dividers. I thought they were so cool when I was growing up. I always wanted one. We had like a picture frame one. Still thought it was so cool. I don't know. What is the obsession? Maybe it's a 90s thing. They were kind of popular back then, right? Maybe. I don't know. I got to use it in this room and I thought that was so cool. You have this long shaped room, right? So it gives a little added privacy that you walk into the Sims bedroom, their bed is kind of cut off. It's a little more private. Sure, they're working at their desk, whatever, but if you're gonna come in and they're sleeping, it's that added layer of privacy, and I love that. Your sim has their desk, they have a little bookshelf, they have their dresser, and they even have a little chair that they can sit in, read, get away from just sitting at their desk or sitting on their bed doing homework. Pastel pop kit is on the walls because the colors just flow so nicely together. And once again, making this so colorful and so fun for your kid in the sim. However, finding curtains for this room was a struggle. There are 4 different window shapes in here. I did it to myself. I know, but I also wasn't going to budge, and these windows were staying because they were complete. And sometimes you got to go with the flow and make it work, regardless of how you feel. And of course, we get there in the end. We always do. I ended up filtering by pink, and went from there to decide what looked best. And I think I kind of got the best of both worlds. We have some plain pink curtains, yet we also have the fun little rainbow one to match how colorful this room is. I actually think that this room was such a perfect start to this house. Downstairs was so minimal, and this really kickstarted the non-minimalistic side of this house. I really flipped. I said showroom, show home, fancy smancy schmancy. And we came upstairs and personalities got to shine. We have hopped into the master bedroom and you got to catch your vibe, right? I don't mean to, okay? But it was already green and beige downstairs, so I brought some of the green upstairs. It would make sense that who lives in the master bedroom would have had a say in how the downstairs looked. And if they loved green, that would obviously carry up into their personal room as well. It makes sense. It does. I'm not, Look, we're going to chat about this. I gave them this weird little half bay window because it looked really cute from the outside. So we come in here and kind of cover it up with a curtain from my wedding stories. It's going to go away, okay? I'm going to get rid of it. But I had to do something, okay? What did I do to myself with this weird little bay window thingy? It looked so cute from the outside. And sometimes you just gotta sacrifice. And when we buy homes, unless you have built that home, and even then, you're not getting a full say on this is where the window exactly goes. The Modern Luxe kit has this really pretty bookshelf, and we use it upstairs. I kind of lean into this I want to say bohemian vibe upstairs using my favorite rug from the laundry pack. I love it. It's got a hold on me, y'all. It just does. Once I changed the beds over to this wrought iron bed, it really brought everything together. These reds, blues, greens, and mustard yellows. We have talked on this channel about dream homes, and I think that I would be very happy to live in this home. Obviously, the kids' bedrooms would have to change a little bit, and the house would have to be bigger if you can believe that, because I'm bringing my sisters with me, okay? They're coming. So 2 bedrooms for my kids, check. Beautiful master bedroom for me, check. But we're going to have to go up a 3rd floor and build bedrooms for them as well. But beyond that little thing, this is a beautiful home and I would live here in a heartbeat. Now we're just getting to add some clutter into this room. Plants, and more plants everywhere. We also go ahead and add an art easel up here because it just adds a little extra activity for your sim. The bathrooms are really basic. What more could you want? It's got a bathtub, a toilet, some sinks, like super simple. So if you want to catch those, we're going to kind of speed past them because this is such a long video and you can see them in the screenshots in the end. And maybe get a peek here and there while we finish the rest of the house. We are upstairs in the tower of the house. So you will go upstairs from the bottom floor. You go upstairs to the 2nd floor. On that landing, there's a staircase that goes up into the tower. And then from that little room, there's a ladder that brings you up. And I just thought that this would be the coolest teen bedroom. I would live here. If I was a teen, this would be my bedroom. Please, thank you, Mom and Dad. I want this room. And so with that, we kind of go in this celestial, very almost like this sim could be a little witch. Some like occult for you. That was the vibe of this person who lives in this room. Purples, blacks, plants. This room makes me happy. So you have your bed, right? You've got your little desk over here with your little Simsy dual monitor computer, a little bench so you can come and sit, put your shoes on. I don't know. And you're going to have a dresser in here as well. I was going to go in with normal curtains, but it felt like too much. So we go in with the plant ones. These Sims love the garden life, okay? And while this still feels like a lot, I think it's perfect. There's really not a whole lot of wall space for clutter upstairs. So we keep it very minimal, and it's just got these really pretty plant curtains, curtain leaves, leave curtains. I really tried to play around with how this room would function for this sim, and I wasn't liking how it was coming together. So I decided to create this sectional that would be really comfy, cozy for your sim to come in here, read, work, whatever that looked like for them. We move the dresser upstairs. I shrink it down. It's fully functional. It works. This is play tested, so you don't have to worry about that. And then for downstairs, I struggled and toggled with the idea that maybe this sim would like to have a TV. No, we get rid of the TV. You know what this sim wants? This sim wants books. So we're going to find a great bookshelf for this sim, and you'll see that in a minute. Since we haven't been able to really decorate anything, I decided to go in here and we're going to create this really pretty gallery wall. We're using paranormal, we're using realm of magic, werewolves, base game, and just coming in and sizing pictures up, sizing them down, using Alt to move them all around and create this great little gallery wall for your sim. I love a good gallery wall. I really do. It's so pretty. Back to bookcases. Bookcases themselves can be a little thick, so I really wanted to find one that was on the thinner side, so that way your sim could still get up here from the staircase and come into the room and not have any trouble passing by. Really wanted it to look rustic and really fit into the vibe of who I think the sim is. Well, this is the werewolf bookshelf. And I kind of alt placed it, pushed it back a little bit. Once again, it's play tested. Your sim can come grab a book. I even add more bookshelves to the bookshelf. It's bookception. It's really for aesthetics, for looks, that there are extra books on the bookshelf because I think that the sim would want a bunch of bookshelves. It works and it looks really cute. You know what? I don't think I've ever used this Love Struck twinkle star wall light thingy, and they have it for the roof as well. And you know what? This sim, who they are, is going to eat it up. So we come in here and it's a little annoying to look at, if I'm honest, but the vibes are there, okay? So we cover the ceiling with it. We also use the Horse Ranch ceiling paper and have the celestial vibe again. This sim is living their best life, okay? Something was off about the sectional. Everything felt so cozy and kitschy almost, and the sectional felt too stiff, so I kept changing it, and I just wasn't sure what it was going to look like, but I knew something had to change in here. But sometimes we can't figure it out, and we have to really step away, walk away, and come back to it later, and I'm telling you that's the thing to do. Come back to it and figure it out later. So as we move into the little family room area, I see a chair and it sparks a movement, and that's all it takes. We use this high school years egg chair, and I'm like, well, what about some puffs? What about some fun chairs? We use this high school little leather chair. They're purple and black and they fit the vibe. And Lovestruck has this little like shell chair, once again, purple. It came together. I'm serious. Sometimes walk away, come back, move on. It will hit you. The sparks will literally fly. And they did. The vibes were iconic. Loved it. Beautiful room. We're using paranormal. I love paranormal. There's some really great build by. You don't go ghost hunting, that's fine. You don't need to. Build and buy for paranormal is so good. So the chair and the couch sofa are from paranormal. We're using Cozy Kitsch Kit as the little bookshelf, that yellow bookshelf. I love it. You can add the end pieces on. but you can also take them off and just have it short. You can take the end pieces and push them together. Unmatched. I'm loving the trajectory of where the Sims kits are going. And I know it's like you're being like hit in the face over and over again with more kits and more kits and more kits. But if the craftsmanship is there, doesn't that feel good? I think it does. I'm happy with it. It's easy to justify $5 for something that really adds to your gameplay. At least for me, okay, for me. I add a little keyboard up here, a little musical moment. It's not something that I add to a whole lot of builds. I find myself adding maybe like a piano. Look, sidebar, don't hate me, but your sweet little cat's litter box is outside over in this corner. It's The Sims. It's fine. I promise you, it's fine. And it's the laser one. Pew pew. You don't ever have to mess with it, okay? I just needed it there, like out of the way, because I wasn't sure where to put it. Once again, paranormal coming in clutch. I actually forgot what I was saying, but I'm sure that you understand. Maybe you don't understand because I forgot. So, whatever. Moving on. Can you tell what I originally meant by the downstairs being so minimalistic and so like clean and show home, and then upstairs the personalities fly? This is like their safe space, their private space. Remember, the staircase going upstairs is a little bit hidden. And so this is just the place that they get to let their creativity out, be a little more colorful, be chaotic and maximalist. It's my two sides showing, okay, because I want to be a minimalist, but at the same time, I am a maximalist at heart. We're using Booknut Kit, these cute little book prints of these girls. They're so cute. Now we're adding in gaming system, and from what I remember using them, you can't have like more than one. It doesn't like hook up. I haven't used them a whole lot, but I have play tested, and they're a little weird. I actually didn't play test this part. Oops. But it's easy enough to like get rid of the ones you don't want. I just like the aesthetic of having all the different gaming pieces there. This is their family room, their little den. They get to come and hang out and play games and be a family up here, have their friends come hang out, all the good stuff. I'm in the bathroom. Then I know I said that we would not look at too deeply into these bathrooms. I just thought I'd give you a little sneak peek of how the master bedroom looked. They love green, right? This is their house. So we brought the green into this bathroom. Nice double sink action with a big mirror. And as we're getting into this bathroom, this is your kids' bathroom. It's a little more fun, funky, silly. I really love the way that the bathrooms turned out. We are now putting ceiling tile on the places that ceiling tile needs to be. Outside, I wanted there to be some sort of lighting action in here, and I end up coming in with businesses and hobbies. They've got all these great lighting pieces, and we're going to come in here and line the place with these cute little twinkle lights, and then I come back in and turn them white so that the black line from the lights don't stand off and they're not super noticeable on the white windows and the white walls. You're obviously going to do your work out here in the daytime, but if you do come out here at night, it's lit up for your sim. This little back corner was the bane of my existence. I was like, what's going to be back here? I tried to fumble around with a pool and do a little platform pool back here. Wasn't loving it. There was just something I didn't like about it. And then I thought, fire pit. What is more perfect than a fire pit at the beach? Outside, you've got the salty ocean air, you're surrounded, you're at this beautiful home that you love that is very beach forward, coastal forward. So I take a moment and decide which fire pit I want to use and which chairs. And really, this is what it looks like a lot of times. I'm taking every chair that I think would look good, every wall color, every couch, sofa. If there are multiple options and I'm not sure which way to go, I'm pulling them all out and we're taking a look at each of them and deciding what looks best. And that typically will help me decide how we're going to move forward. Now, this obviously looks wimpy, like a little rinky dinky, like it needs to be more. So we're going to go in here and we're going to build a round platform. Let me tell you, it was a pain to work with this. Round walls, round platforms, they're pains in the behind. But that's okay because we get there in the end and it's worth it. We lower the platform down and then it's this step down. I think it's really cool. I think my biggest grievance with the whole round wall, round platform is that I couldn't have a 360 fence around it with a little gate leading into it or even just an opening because of how it worked. So you see, like, you can't block it out. You can't put a gate there. You can't hammer two parts of the fence. I thought about what it would look like if I rotated a little bit. I wasn't loving it either way. I think a fence would have looked really cute on it, but it just wasn't going to work out. And that's okay. It is what it is. We're playing a video game, and sometimes that puts limitations on us, and we just have to settle with that. I've gone into debug, bb.show live edit objects, bb.show hidden objects, and it opens up these menus where you can get more things. And so while my intentions were to see if I could find like a nice little curved fence to alt place onto this, I really just come out with plants for landscaping. There are some great little landscaping pieces from everywhere. I mean, if you deep dive, it'd be so great. You would enjoy it so much. There are some fun things in here that you just have no idea exist. So I recommend diving into debug and having fun and finding all the things because there's some cool stuff in here. I think we're going to skip this part and move forward, and you can see all the goodies I find in debug for landscaping. All right, I have pulled out tons of flowers, red and yellow, lots of little weeds and things like that. And we're just going to kind of disperse them everywhere. I love landscaping. I often feel like there's something unfinished about a build, and then I'm like, oh yeah, landscaping, let's get in here and do that. And for this landscaping, I wanted it a little bit chaotic. I wanted lots of grass and these like weedy looks with lots of flowers as well. Just very pretty, a little overgrown, but not really, like a manicured overgrown. So I love the fact that I could get these debug little grass weed looking items from debug. I found them in the eco lifestyle and cottage living. And I think they add a really great moment to the landscaping. And of course, we can't forget to landscape our little fire pit area. And then after I've dispersed those, we're coming in here and we're just adding in actual shrubbery, grass and plants, flowers, and literally just using as much as possible. Ta-da! The landscaping is gorgeous. I went ahead and sized up this little piece at the top of the tower. It looks so much better. It fits the vibe a little bit better. We're doing terrain paint now. You can kind of see the landscaping everywhere. Just a little bit to kind of add some depth into the landscaping. As we're finishing up the terrain paint, I realized I didn't have a mailbox yet. So we got a meow box, okay? But I think it's time we jump into the screenshots. I think it's so beautiful and so coastal and just the vibe for this summer, okay? It is a gorgeous house, and if you want it, it's on the gallery. It's play tested, ready for you and your Sims to garden and live your best life. I want to just say thank you to every single one of you here right now watching this. I hope you enjoy my content. I enjoy your company. Thank you so much. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Keep coming back for more. I hope you have a great night wherever you are. Bye, y'all.